Someone please fucking help me escape this madness. I am beyond appalled, disgusted and just fucking shocked. I've got no one I can tell this to yet, and I need to get it off my chest. 4 months ago, my sister, 27F, passed away and left behind her children. Collectively, we have done our part as a family to help them regain normalcy the best we can. We have been by their side every step of the way in dealing with her absence and their grief. As of lately I, 23F, have started to remove myself away from anything which has to do with her husband, I'll call R, M30, due to comments sometimes inappropriate but usually on the lines of how I look exactly like my sister. I still make every effort to manage the kids to the best of my ability and I still have them on my days regardless. The bombshell was dropped a few days ago, and my sister's clothes were strewn all over, with her wedding dress while my mother, my other sister, R, and his brother sat around. According to them, my deceased sister's kids require a mother and her husband requires a wife, and since I am an identical copy to her, I am the one to fulfill these roles. Like what the actual fuck? I am fully aware grief can cause individuals to say weird things and act oddly at times, but this is something entirely different. The most dreadful aspect for me was the fact that they had already taken away her photos and begun preparing for the wedding. I am very lucky as R's mother and father have not only selflessly taken myself in, but also their grandbabies. She is adamantly against this nonsense and feels we all are not safe around them, which I strongly agree with. I am fortunate to have an opportunity to work elsewhere, but I can't imagine leaving my nephews behind in this mess. I'm still in a state of shock trying to process the situation and how I can manage everyone in this too. I do apologize if some aspects don't make sense as I have rushed this as I am at work, and I will add more information or details in the comments if needed. I'm just struggling to understand what could have brought this on or what could possess someone to behave like this as I just can't wrap my head around it. I'm sorry to vent, but thank you in advance. A guy at the gym told me to wear a bra. He's fat, and has bigger man tits than me. I, 25F, hate wearing bras. They're uncomfortable, constricting, and expensive. With work from home, I spent the last year and a half basically never wearing a bra and got used to it. Quite frankly, my boobs are non-existent anyways. I recently started going to the gym again and started working out braless. I should note that up until now, no one has ever pointed out anything wrong with me not wearing a bra. However, in the middle of a set of squats, yes, mid-squat, a guy comes up to me, taps me on the shoulder to get my attention, and tells me that my nipples are poking through my shirt. I get really irritated because WTF is this guy staring at my nipples in the first place and then stopping me mid-set to inform me? I get really annoyed, try to finish my set, but then this fucker literally grabs the bar, as I ascend and re-racks it for me. He claimed it looked like I was having trouble with the last rep, and that he had come over to make sure I could do it, then noticed my nipples. I'm really fucking pissed off at this point and told him I didn't need his help finishing my set and why the fuck was he looking at my chest in the first place? He said he was going to spot me, but then noticed my chest and thought it'd be inappropriate. I pointed out that the safety bar was set, so even if I did fail the set, he wasn't needed. But he just insisted people at gyms look out for each other, and that going forward, I should probably wear a bra so other people wouldn't get uncomfortable and that it may help me stay more balanced in my squats. I'm literally the only girl at the weights section of the gym at the moment, and other guys who were squatting and failed sets never have to worry about this shit. I've seen guys fail multiple sets in a row and no one ever rushes to their aid, but I have a very slight pause, and everyone thinks I need rescuing. So I'm now really annoyed and also kind of uncomfortable that this guy I've never spoken to in my life thinks he's helping me and then has the audacity to tell me how to dress. So I tell him you have bigger boobs and nipples than I do. Maybe you should wear a bra so people won't get uncomfortable and you won't fail your squats. He then got really defensive, saying he was just trying to help, then called me a bitch. Honestly, I'm not sure if I overreacted, but I'm still kind of pissed off, so maybe that's clouding my judgment. Ida? Edit to add, I'm not sure if people think I'm walking around and it's extremely obvious my nipples are showing. I actually really hate constricting clothes. My t-shirt size is extra small, but I wear size large to the gym and pretty much everywhere lately, and you can't tell my stomach from my chest. My nipples might have been showing a little more while squatting because I was wearing a lifting belt.
I put my friend over my pregnant wife, and all hell broke loose. My wife, 28F, and I, 29M, got married last summer. She is currently 7 months pregnant with our first child. She had an appointment with her OB/GYN 2 weeks ago to address some complications with the pregnancy. The doctor wasn't overly concerned and confirmed that both my wife and the baby are healthy. But they did recommend her starting her maternity leave early and taking as much bed rest as possible. A few days after that appointment, my best friend's, Brian, fiancé passed away in a car accident. Brian and I have been friends since we were 3. We lived on the same street growing up. He was a groomsman in my wedding and he asked me to be one for him as well. Their wedding was supposed to be this summer. Brian and I live about an hour away from each other now, so we don't see each other as often, usually only a few times a year on special occasions. But as soon as I got the news about his fiancée, I immediately drove to be with him. I've been juggling helping Brian with everything I can while also taking care of my wife and everything she needs. On top of all that, I'm still working full-time. I've driven to Brian's house a few nights after work just to hang out with him and spent one night there last weekend to help him with some things. His fiancée's funeral is scheduled for next week, so I've been helping him with that as much as I can as well. A couple nights ago I told my wife that I planned on driving down to Brian's one night this week just to hang out and keep him company. This started an argument between us because my wife feels like I am prioritizing Brian too much and neglecting her. She said that she needs me at home to help her because she doesn't want to go against doctor's orders and try to do too much. She told me that her and the baby need to be my number one priority right now, not Brian. I told her that I am trying to juggle everything and I understand she needs my help, but Brian is at the lowest point in his life and I need to be there for him. She told me I don't need to be there for him. I am making a choice to be there for him instead of being at home taking care of her needs. I told her I am just trying to get Brian through the funeral and then I will make sure that I am more attentive to things at home. She told me that Brian has other friends and family that can be there for him and that I'm spending too much time with him. She said that the health of her and the baby should be more important to me than anything else right now, including Brian, and that she needs me at home as much as possible. I told her she was being unreasonable and that I'm not going to abandon my best friend in his darkest days. She's now giving me the silent treatment unless she needs something from me. If I try to talk with her, she will make a comment about me talking to Brian instead since he's more important to me. I understand she's stressed and hormonal, but she's never been this outright mean about anything. Am I wrong here?
I told my twin sister that she will never fit in with us, and I don't care. I, 29F, have 4 siblings: Mark, 33M, Josh, 31M, Eva, 29F, and Tony, 26M. Me and Eva are fraternal twins. Our mother was a stay-at-home mom, but she was emotionally absent. Growing up, our father was very hard on us. He wanted his first son to be a doctor, so Mark had to work all the time. He had Josh learn violin at 4 years old, and made him play for hours. Tony had to be a lawyer. I had the chance to be a beautiful kid, and I participated in beauty pageants starting 3 years old. Eva was free of this, because she wasn't beautiful, and my father didn't think a woman could do much anyway. She always had liberty and could do whatever she wanted, without pressure on her shoulders. She could have friends, had no care about her grades, and didn't have to work her ass off every day. We are not proud of it, but we tended to exclude her since she was slacking off while we were working so hard. She also was a problematic teen. She skipped class, hung around with a bad crowd, and drank. She even disappeared for a week without notice when we were 15, stating after that she wanted to get away with her BF for a road trip while I wasn't even allowed to leave the house for a night because my parents wanted to make sure I did my work and would only eat what I was allowed to. Eva would throw tantrums, saying she was neglected and no one would care if she disappeared. I was enraged with her because she never realized the chance she had, and we only grew apart from that point. After high school, I went far away and started working as a makeup artist. I eloped at 26 with Eli, 27M, and never looked back. Last month, our father passed away, and my siblings and I went to the family home for the funeral. We stayed for 3 weeks and reconnected a lot. Mark had a breakdown at 23 from all the pressure and barely recovered. He is now happier, got a job as a tech in a lab, is married, and has 2 little kids. Josh stopped violin and is a drummer and piano teacher, and Tony is a public defender. Eva chose to be a social worker. It was a bit weird with Eva since we hadn't seen each other for years and gave up contact too. She once again tried to dismiss what we went through, saying that she was as abused as us even though that is nowhere near true. One evening she completely flipped out on us, calling us asshole and saying that we were like our father and excluded her. She kept going about how our parents never took an interest in her, neither did we, and that she went through hell thinking she was worthless. Mark started to cry, so I took Eva out and lashed out at her, saying she was the asshole for being jealous of our misery and that she will never fit in with us because she never got abused, and it was insane of her to claim she had. She left that night and didn't apologize to any of us. When I went home, I cried a lot and told everything to my husband, expecting him to support me, but he said I should be the one to call and apologize to my sister.
So Ida,